up, Beefcakes? Welcome to the new year. 2023 is finally here, and we have our first episode of our podcast that we're starting. I think we're going to try and do it bi-weekly, but we're your hosts. I'm Cal.
I'm Austin.
So thanks for joining us. We did want to say a quick thank you again. We post on our Instagram and our YouTube, but we just want to say thank you again for watching all of our videos last year, to all of you that did. And we're really excited to get started in 2023 with a lot of videos, a lot of different ideas, and a lot of tech to talk about and review. So, yeah, we're excited.
Definitely. It's going to be a great year. So, first thing, just want to kind of kick us off with the Boring Company. I know, I feel like I haven't heard about this in forever, but believe it or
Sounds
not,
boring.
Elon is still working on this. And basically, in CES, they had a good opportunity to showcase it because people were going to Las Vegas in the convention center, and they just wanted to see how it worked. And so it kind of started buzzing around Twitter, and it's kind of cheesy. I don't know. Like, of course, in Elon fashion, they have like RGB lighting the whole tunnel, and the idea is that essentially you just go into a tunnel instead of sitting in traffic, and it cut commute times from 45 minutes to 2 minutes. So kind of worth it. But I have seen some complaints that people are like, you know, when there's traffic inside the tunnel, it's awful because it's like one way. So you're just stuck sitting like forever.
Yeah, what the heck?
So people are like, yeah, that's terrible. But I guess on average, they're saying, what did they quote? They cut it down from 45 minutes to 2.5 minutes was the average commute for CES. I think it's really interesting.
So they're using this for CES, or they announced this at CES?
They're using it at CES, yeah. It actually was
Really?
built in April of 2021. And so it was the first time like really showcased. So that's why I thought it'd be interesting to talk about. It's designed.
No, wait. Did you already say where it's like going and coming from?
It's called the LVCC loop. I'm not entirely sure on the start and finish destination, but I know one of the stops of the three is the convention center that CES was at, which is why it was such a big deal. But yeah, it's quoted to be able to have 57,000 passengers per hour, and it's 1.7 miles of loop. So I don't know. It's interesting. Curious to see what you guys think about it, but thought it was a good thing to bring up for the first episode.
I just feel like ever since Boring Company became a thing, all I've heard about is just digging tunnels. So actually hearing that they're doing something now, like you can actually travel on it, is kind of cool. Because they just like kept punching holes through mountains, and then they made a flamethrower. I was like, wow, this is a great company.
Yeah, but it's
that's actually sick.
Now, so
yeah, 2.5 minutes. That would be the dream, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be nice.
You know what else is the dream? Having two displays on a laptop.
I mean,
that was my first attempt at a. Yes, my first attempt at a segue. So, yeah, but there was a new laptop announced at CES by Lenovo. It's called the YogaBook 9i. And essentially, you usually get one display on a laptop, right? It's usually between 12 at the low end to even up to Razer's 18-inch laptops. But this laptop has two 13-inch displays. It looks like the Google, I think, was it the Google Duo phone? Mm-hmm. It has two displays, so it's the same panel on each side. It folds like a clamshell. They're OLED panels, 2.8K, 16:10 ratio, so it's kind of the dream package for both displays. And you're kind of thinking, like, how am I supposed to use this as a laptop? It's just got two glass slabs on it, and it's kind of a weird form factor, but it comes with a keyboard, Bluetooth keyboard, which is kind of cool, color matched to the outer case. It comes with a foldable case that also doubles as a stand for the laptop, so you can kind of set it up as a mobile workstation, which is kind of cool. And it also comes with a stylus, so you're kind of getting the whole package in one. And it is $2,100, which is it's pricey. Which at that range, you're looking at like some gaming performance laptops that have one screen and a built-in keyboard and all that, but I don't know. What do you think of it? I think it's pretty sick, and I think you could do a lot with it, but what do you think?
I mean, it sounds cool, but like, how are you opening it? Is it still like the classic lapbook, or is it like a book, or what? So
it's, I forgot to mention, it's a 360-degree hinge, so you can fold it into one screen, used as a tablet, used as a regular like display, but you can also set it up like a normal laptop. And also the keyboard snaps onto one of the screens with magnets, and then on the bottom half of that screen will pop up like a full trackpad. So you can use the glass on the screen as a trackpad with the keyboard, which is pretty cool. But you can also use like an external mouse or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's cool, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like I'm just gonna break my neck looking at the bottom of the screen. Like,
Yeah, it's the stand kind of helps with that because then you can prop the bottom one up at a normal laptop angle, and then the top one can be fully 90 degrees, kind
gotcha.
of.
Okay.
So it's like it almost looks like the secret agent like coding.
It's like a clam kind of thing. It's kind of like that.
Yeah, it's a little weird, but it's kind of cool. Like you get two displays for the price of one. You kind of still have the full laptop experience, and I think the performance of it is pretty good because it has the new 13th gen Intel chips, so it should be like a normal laptop. But I'd be interested to look at it and test it. I think that would be a really cool, different form factor.
Yeah, we've seen some companies play with it. Like I think Asus had one, right, where like the top half of the keyboard, or where the keyboard would normally be, kind of like folded up, and it was like a second screen.
Yeah, it's like at an angle, so you can actually like look at it without hurting yourself.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting concept, but I feel like I don't know. Companies are constantly trying to find like this niche middle ground between like monitors and laptops, and then it goes like phones and tablets. Like where's the middle ground? Tablets and computers. They're always trying to find this middle ground. And I feel like it just ends up getting murky and lost, to be honest. But it's an interesting idea, and tech only moves forward with stuff like that. So gotta give them props for that.
Yeah. And it's definitely not going to be their flagship. Like we all know, Lenovo makes really good laptops that businesses and organizations buy in bulk for their employees. So they're not going to do that with that laptop. But for people who they sell regular external monitors by themselves, you don't have to go out and buy one of those if you don't need to. People like that, I think it'll help. But for the majority of the population, it's not going to be appealing. So
yeah. And talking about some devices that, don't necessarily hit the majority of the population, Sony and Honda have partnered. Here we go with these segues.
That was a stretch.
It could have been better. Sony and Honda Mobility is now a company. That's the name. Sony and Honda Mobility. Essentially, they launched Afeela, which is a car you feel, hence the name. It's a car. They've been launching cars together, or concept cars, since 2020, actually. They had the Vision S and then the Vision SO2 in 2022. But here's their take in 2023. They're calling it Afeela. Supposedly, spring of 2026, it'll be in North America. Pre-orders in 2025. I don't know.
Start saving up.
Yeah, start saving up because it's weird, man. It's cool, and they're partnering with Epic Games as well and Qualcomm. So it's like this giant... Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
If you were to tell me in 2015, I was 16 years old, that Sony, Honda, Epic Games, I don't even know if Epic Games was a thing back then, and then, what was the last one?
Qualcomm.
And Qualcomm were going to make a car, I'd be like, you're from the metaverse.
I'd be like, what are those companies? I'd be like, can I just have my Game Boy back, please?
True. So they're going to turn a Toyota or a Honda Civic into a self-driving car. That's
essentially, it's a movie theater on four wheels. That's what I want it to be, I think.
That's honestly what it should be, though.
Yeah, there's some cool features. They have basically screens on all three seats, like entertainment screens. There's a screen in front of the driver as well, but you can't watch movies on that, obviously. But the passenger and both rear passengers can watch movies and get all the Sony Suite access, and of course they're advertising Spider-Man because they'll hold on to that as long as they can. From Disney.
I'm still mad that they didn't put Spider-Man No Way Home on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I hope everyone feels that way because it's one of the best movies of all time, but it's whatever.
It's a good movie, but Sony's holding on to it because they can. So.
Well, when you make billions of dollars off of something, you probably want to hold on to it.
Yeah, Sam, I would hold on to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's pretty cool. They're advertising right now. Their big CES ploy was a media bar in the front. So kind of think of Rivian's front light bar that they use, but it's actually interactive, and you can display what you want or change what it shows. And when it charges, it's a charging bar, and it says 80% or whatever. So
I
I
like
think it's
that.
interesting. It's good to see the market moving to electric cars, but who knows what happens with them.
Yeah. I know Rivian's, I don't think it does the status of your charge. It's just like green all the time.
Yeah,
So,
and it's like they're like actually advertising. You can show like real, like you can have a little Spider-Man on the front of your car. Or you can like it's like, and the charging bar, it's not just like progressively going. It's literally like a green bar, and then it's like white space, and then it's like 80%. Like it shows you the number. So it's
I
actually like
like
a
that.
media bar is what they're calling it. So,
So it's
but yeah,
actually
besides
useful.
that, yeah, right, it's useful and you can actually do something with it. Besides that, they're advertising 45 cameras and sensors. Um, they want to marry um, movies, games, and music. That's what they were saying. So
Wow.
yeah,
Bold statement.
and then the partnership with Qualcomm and Epic Games is just kind of a way to apply Unreal Engine and Epic Games software to AI and learning environments. So it's actually, I think that's really interesting. I think that's probably the coolest part about it is like using a game engine in a new way.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. I think Qualcomm's done some pretty cool stuff in the last few years with their phone chips. I'm not really too into what else they do, so I do enjoy Qualcomm's experience with Samsung phones and stuff like that in the past. So that'll be
Yeah.
good.
And I guess for anyone listening who doesn't know, Qualcomm essentially makes processors in your phone. So
Yep.
without Qualcomm and Snapdragon, your phone wouldn't do anything. So
Yeah, there's a
it's
lot of Android phones that use Qualcomm
yeah.
chips. Yeah. So without getting lost in the car debate, let's talk about losing luggage.
Losing
I have way too
luggage.
much fun with these segues, bro. But yeah, so recently, luggage was being lost with Southwest Airlines, in mass numbers, like thousands of people losing luggage during. I don't know what happened with Southwest, but they were just not keeping track of luggage during the holidays, and so it ended up making Apple AirTags super popular over the holidays, which they've been popular since they came out. This says Google searches of Apple AirTags for luggage have grown by more than 5,000% over the past year, which is nuts. And I really like Apple AirTags, the idea of them. I haven't personally tried them, but I have heard from people that they help a lot with finding your stuff. Like the user experience, the app, and all that is really good. But currently, they're number 3 best selling in electronics on Amazon, which is up 9 spots from at the time of recording this 3 weeks ago, which is nuts.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think I definitely want to try AirTags because I have an iPhone, but I haven't tried it. But yeah, I'm curious what you think about that.
I don't know, man. Well, first we should acknowledge your segue into a segue into the product.
Oh wait, segue into a segue.
You segued to Southwest and then Southwest to AirTags. So that was big.
Oh my gosh, that's
Big
huge. That's
moment.
meta. I
But
before you say something, I should also mention one AirTag is $30, and you can get a pack of 4 for 100,
yeah, that's
which
what I was about
is
to say.
yeah.
People are like, "Oh yeah, I love AirTags." I'm like, "Why did you spend $30 to not lose something?"
Just don't lose it.
Yeah, just don't lose it. Like, what are you gonna do? Put it on your keys? How many times have you lost your keys? I've never lost my keys.
Not once.
Like,
But also, I don't live in a giant city and fly often, so
okay, sure. So it's like, all right, you Southwest loses your luggage, right? Let's play this out.
yeah.
And you happen to be a preemptive thinker, and you're like, "Oh, I already have an AirTag. I'm gonna put it in my luggage." So then you look at your phone, you're like, "Oh no way, my luggage is in
Alaska.
Germany." Yeah, like you're like, "Cool, my luggage is in Germany. Let me just drive and go get it." Like, what does it change? It's still lost. Like,
Well, yeah, I guess it's still going to take a long time to even find it if you even do. But yeah, I guess it's just one cheap step to to not lose it, but yeah.
no, I get it. I get it. It's cool. I mean, I have friends that do lose stuff and do like AirTags, but I feel like Tile has kind of taken over that space, in my opinion.
Yeah. Tile is huge. Tile has been huge for a while. From what I know, I don't think their experience of like actually going to find the stuff you lost is as good. Like I'll use the buzzword ecosystem is not as good,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
it does the same thing.
Apple's gonna win any ecosystem debate, so you gotta give them that.
That's why they just came out with AirTags instead of doing it when Tile did it.
Right. Well,
But
speaking of Apple and iPhones, MKBHD, the all-father of YouTube tech,
Genie.
yeah, he did his yearly phone awards, which I thought was interesting. And he doesn't usually miss. I don't think he did miss in this case.
Yep.
I wouldn't necessarily call it exciting. I probably could have guessed what the awards would have been and who they would have gone to. It's like some quick ones: best camera, iPhone 14 Pro. I mean, we did it. You were right. Big deal. One I did think was interesting: a best design.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like, it's not necessarily like best look or like best hardware or best whatever. It's kind of like best overall package experience, kind of like doing something new. It's kind of like how he described it, opening a new space. And he gave that to the Nothing phone, which I think makes a lot of sense, and I like that. But I just didn't think of it in the moment. Like when he said Nothing phone, I was like, oh, that's a great pick, but I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about it. It almost brought up no thoughts, like nothing.
Oh,
all right, I'm done doing that. But yeah, I was thinking like Fold 4, S22 Ultra is kind of boring, but like there are some cool phones out there like the Zenfone 9 that we haven't really talked about, but he said Nothing. I was like, "Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense."
Yeah, and he loved that Zenfone 9. Like
Yeah.
he gave it best small phone award, which it probably makes sense, but he would bring it up. I think almost every category he was like honorable
Zenfone
mention
9.
Zenfone 9. I'm like, dude.
Yeah. We got to try that.
Yeah, it's worth talking about. I mean, it's $699. It's 5.9 inches. According to him, it's got a decent camera.
Yeah. I think it runs stock Android like the Pixels too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. And he was like the battery was blew him away. It's 4,300 milliamp hours, but it used it well. And he said he thought here's Qualcomm again, the 8 Plus Snapdragon from Qualcomm.
Yep.
He thought it was great in that phone. So I don't know. I thought that was one phone that I like almost didn't even know existed, and he just was raving about it. So maybe we'll have to try that out.
Shout out Asus Zenfone 9, because they also make the Asus ROG phone. I think it's they're 5 now. They're up to 5, and that's always like the biggest battery. Yeah, the gaming phone. They're always like the biggest battery. Cameras aren't great, but the display and charging is like top tier. So it's good to see another phone from them.
Yeah. Keep moving the market forward.
Yeah. Speaking of moving forward, I think we have to call it quits. I think we're starting to go over our time. But one last thing. I'm wearing my Lions jersey. Barry Sanders, represent. Because today the Lions are going to make the playoffs. I'm calling it right now. They're playing the Packers today. To all your Packers fans, it's not your day today. It's our day. One pride, baby.
I would love to see Aaron Rodgers lose. Nothing is better than Aaron Rodgers losing.
Yep. As a Lions fan, I could say I agree. And also, we destroyed the Bears last week at Austin. We destroyed the Bears. So,
give me a break. We're a poverty franchise.
A poverty franchise. Well,
no, I'm kidding.
It was a hard-fought game. Justin Fields is probably a little sore, but
I was sore. That hurt me. I watched like a quarter and a half, and I was like, oh God, no, please.
Emotionally sore. Yeah.
I never thought I'd watch the Bears get manhandled by the Lions in my life.
By Jared Goff. Who would have thought Jared Goff would destroy the Bears?
Anyway, cheers, guys. Hope your team makes the playoffs if you're from the U.S. So,
yeah. Cheers. Thanks for watching. We'll be back again with another episode hopefully soon. But yeah, thanks again. Happy 2023, and we'll see you next time. And as always, you can't be beefy without the cake. All right, that's it. Bye.